Hey guys, Logan Bells here, and today I'm going to be giving you a non-Sunday Thoughts video. Yes, this was originally going to be a Sunday Thoughts video, but because now it's a few days too late, I decided to change this into a random non-Sunday Thoughts video. It's still going to be the same, I guess you could say, formula as one of my series Sunday Thoughts. But it's still going to be a random video nonetheless. First of all, I want to say, I apologize that I didn't give you guys any videos. I've been out for more than a week. I was on a trip to Tennessee and live in a cabin for a few days. And then I came back home from Tennessee and came back home here in Florida after spending a trip in Tennessee. It was a lot of fun. I had a very good trip. I enjoyed it very much. But with all that being said, I want to say earlier today, the first college football playoff rankings came out, and the first six teams that are ranked in the top six: Ohio State at 1, LSU at 2, Alabama at 3. Penn State at 4, Clemson at 5, and Georgia at 6. Those are the top 6 ranked teams in the very first college football playoff rankings in college football. But I'm not going to focus too much on that. I'll do that for another video for another time. But anyway, I want to focus on the LSU and Alabama game that will kick off this coming Saturday, because before the first rankings from the College Football Playoff Committee came out, LSU was ranked number 1 in the AP poll, and Alabama was ranked number 2 in the AP poll. But not to mention, both of them are undefeated at 8-0, 8 wins, 0 losses as of yet. Both of them going head-to-head. And the last time that we saw top 2 ranked teams in the AP poll go head-to-head against each other was back in, I believe, 2010 or 11. I would say 2011. And who were the top 2 ranked teams at that time? LSU and Alabama. And it was also the last time that LSU has beaten Alabama. This is a rivalry game, one of the most recognizable rivalries in all of college football, right alongside the game and the Iron Bowl and Florida-Miami rivalry. I mean, all the rivalries that you can think of that is just memorable and stuff like that. So anyway, the game will kick off on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Central Time or 3:30 Eastern Time, if you're living in that time zone. I want to start off by saying this is LSU's best chance of beating Alabama this year. Let me tell you why. You look at Alabama, and then you look at Tua Tagovailoa. He's been injured. He's been kind of hobbled in the last couple of weeks in terms of injury. He kind of has gone down from, I believe, his leg or knee injury. I'm not sure which injury he has, but I would guess it's a knee injury that he had since the game against, I believe, Tennessee. And since then, Alabama has been doing well, even without Tua. But I want to say that Tua Tagovailoa going into this game being questionable, according to Nick Saban, he's not sure whether or not Tua Tagovailoa is going to be playing this coming Saturday at home against LSU. One of the reasons why I said this is LSU's best chance of beating Alabama, outside of the fact that Tua Tagovailoa may or may not play this coming Saturday, depending on whether he's 100% healthy from his injury, is because of LSU's explosive passing offense. Their passing offense has been second to none throughout this entire season of college football. they are playing at an extremely high level, and a lot of that has to do with Joe Burrow. He might be the front runner for the Heisman Trophy this year. I already gave up on Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence has struggled in his first 5 to 6 games in this season, and not just in turnovers, but the multiple incompletions that he had that to me caused him to win the Heisman Trophy. So I already gave up on Trevor Lawrence and saying he's not going to win the Heisman Trophy. But Joe Burrow, I mean, if you don't have this guy on your Heisman watch, or at least in your top 5 Heisman Trophy contenders, you need to get yourself checked. You should be drug tested immediately. You should get a urine sample for not having him in your top 5, because this dude is legit. I mean, he has transformed, and I said this multiple times, he has transformed this LSU team that was a one-dimensional running team in the last few years into one of the most, if not the most, explosive passing offenses in America. You just look at LSU and you're saying, damn, this offense is lighting college football on fire. I mean, this dude, Joe Burrow, he's the real deal. So, the point of me making this video is, depending on whether or not Tua plays in this game, will decide who wins this game, at least from my viewpoint, it does. If Tua Tagovailoa plays this coming Saturday and is 100% healthy, Alabama will win. I believe Alabama will win this game at Tuscaloosa. And not just because Alabama is a better team with Tua quarterbacking them, but also because they're playing at Alabama, which they're playing at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, which they're playing at home, which gives Alabama the advantage over LSU. Now, had this game been played at LSU, I would probably feel differently. But the fact that they're playing at home in Alabama makes me pick Alabama even more than picking LSU. It's just that simple. But if Tua Tagovailoa is not 100% healthy and is not going to play this coming Saturday against LSU, I believe LSU has the best chance of beating Alabama. If LSU doesn't beat Alabama without Tua Tagovailoa, there should be no excuse for that. There should be no excuse for that. You gotta beat Bama without Tua Tagovailoa. If you can't, you're not going to beat Alabama at all in the future. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So I believe LSU again. Just to compare this year for LSU to the last, 7 or 8 years that LSU has lost to Alabama. Compared this year to the last 7 or 8 years, this is by far their best chance of beating Alabama. With the offense that they have and the quarterback that has transformed them into an explosive offense in terms of passing, you gotta beat Bama, especially if Tua Tagovailoa doesn't play. If he doesn't play, there's a very good chance that you're going to beat Bama at Bryant-Denny Stadium. If you don't, then you're never going to beat Alabama at all. I just don't see that happening. I mean, I'm still going to pick Alabama anyway, only because they're playing at Alabama, which again gives Bama the advantage. But still, if Tua doesn't play, LSU should be able to beat Alabama. They should be able to. And if I will also say this: if Joe Burrow shows up and plays excellently and beats Alabama, he will win the Heisman Trophy. He will. If he shows up at Bryant-Denny Stadium and plays and plays absolutely spectacular against this Alabama defense and beats Alabama in Tuscaloosa, it will be a Heisman moment for Joe Burrow. It will be the one game where Joe Burrow will be picked to win the Heisman Trophy. Period. He will win the Heisman Trophy if he shows up and beats Bama. I'm just looking at it from that standpoint. That's just how I look at it. So when I look at it from that perspective, I'm saying to myself, even if Tua Tagovailoa is not 100% healthy and is not able to play for Alabama, Alabama might still have the advantage, or might still be able to play or beat LSU, even though LSU has a chance of beating Alabama without Tua Tagovailoa. I'm just saying to myself, this is going to be a very exciting game. It'll be a very interesting game depending on whether or not Tua will be able to play and will be 100% healthy, because he is questionable within a few days going into this coming Saturday when both of these teams play each other. So, yeah, those are the two main things that I look at it. The possibility of LSU beating Alabama if Tua is not able to play due to his injury, and then the stat comparison between both teams, most of which go to Alabama for the most part. That's just how I look at it. So those are my thoughts on the LSU-Alabama game. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it that like button to click, and if you'd like to see future videos from me, make sure to press up there to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you'll get notified about my latest videos. Have a great day, and as always, fight the good fight.